So, guys, we started we had everything written in the array. I haven't saved it yet, but this will be. Let's save it now. This is going to be called array.asm. So this is going to be saved to array.asm. Always remember to put the ASM whenever you have .code, which we have here. So this is going to be in the .code section, array.asm, and we're going to say end at the bottom, but it's not, it's just going to be the end of a bunch of procs. So there's no executable part of this code. Now, this is sum array. It has two sum and sum size. Okay, now here in the procs, let's just make sure it's consistent. It's two sum and sum size. Good. I'm consistent with what the proc says. Now, I'm creating a local variable for sum, but otherwise I'm just going to use the register. So ECX is going to be the index. Since I'm not doing input or output, I don't have to worry about trashing ECX too much. Now, we're going to move sum to 0, and now I'm going to move to EAX. Okay, SD word pointer square bracket EDI plus 4 times ECX. We'll put the number from the array into EAX, add to sum EAX, and then we're going to inc ECX, our index, next array index, and then I'm going to say compare ECX to sum size. And then we're going to JL. So as long as ECX is less than the size of the array, we're going to JL to some loop. And otherwise, we move EAX, we move sum to EAX, and that's good. Now, so this now becomes a collection of procs. I'll save that, and let's see if the first thing I'm going to do is assemble this file. So what's happening here is I have syntax errors. An array that inc 6, 8, 10, 12, and some 30. Okay, like I said, I think the uses is not going to work out here. So we're going to X out of this. And let's go back to array.inc and get rid of the uses command. Okay, so this doesn't go in here. Okay. Bear with me because I have not done this programming MASM for almost a year. And this guy, and this guy. And let's see. Now we will save this file, or else we're not doing it right. And now let's go back and just assemble it. So I'm just assembling this guy right now. And it assembles. So array.asm now is assembled. And if we look in the folder, we'll see array.asm, array.inc. Let's see, there should be something else in there. And probably array.obj, which for some reason is not showing up, but probably because I need to refresh the screen. So downloads. Well, anyway, it compiled, it assembled. So now, if I want, now I have a inc file and an ASM file. Now I need another file to use this stuff. And that's what I'm going to do now, is create a using file. I'm just going to use the file I already had from the quiz 4 point. No, not this file. Let's grab the file. From largest proc. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to grab this file. Okay, wait a sec. I want to open that in a new window. So let's make sure. Open a new window. Scroll down a little bit too. Largest proc.asm. Now, in this case, I'm going to change it a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to also include array.inc. So you want to include your inc file into everything. I'm going to make my array size a little bigger. Let's make it 30. It really doesn't matter because it depends how patient I am. And now I don't need the code to put all these procs in my code. They're already in array already have created them, and I'm going to compile them with this guy. So I'm going to add invoke sum array, comma, offset int array, comma, actual size. Okay, cc out, sstr $, EAX. Remember, whenever we do cc out, EAX is destroyed, but I can create a new one and cc out. But if I just do it this way, is the sum of the array. And let me get rid of one of these backslash n's. And that's going to, okay. So now, here's the thing. I want to save this as, okay, I don't want to save this the way it is. Let's save this as array test. .asm. Don't forget the .asm. That was driving me nuts earlier. Won't compile if you don't say ASM. Okay. Now that I got array test all running, I've got to put them all together. I have to do a makeit.bat. So I save this. Let's create. Let's go. Let's open up array test.asm. And now, get that back. Oh, we don't have it. Okay, sorry. Script. Create console makeit.bat. This is a console program, so we're going to create a console makeit.bat that will combine several of these files. So what I'm going to do, let me go back to the blank file. We create a blank file now. And we're going to, okay, because you want to do that under script, I'm going to create a console makeit.bat. Is the editor empty? Yes, that's why I emptied it. And the name of this project will be, I'm going to call this array test. Name it after the main routine. Now, okay, so we're going to ignore a lot of this. But what we got to do is put in, go to the no-res part of this. Okay, now this is all in the language of the command processor. Mm-hmm. Okay, so, and the first thing we got to do, if go to over one, okay. And so the first thing we got to do is do this ML. Now this is going to, this will do, we're going to add in array.asm. So you put in both your files. You're going to create both of these files. Now, now we're going to go to no res, and we're going to, now we want to bring together the procs in array.asm and the code in array test. We want to bring all that code together. So I got to put into this. Okay, this is going to create array test.obj and array.obj. So like I say, array.obj over here. So you have to put that in over here. And now it's going to bring that all together and create code. And now I'm going to save this guy. And we got to call this guy make it.bat. So this is going to be what we call a bat file. A batch file is short for that. Compiles all our code. And now when I go project makeit.bat, it says, okay, array.asm doesn't have a symbol called array size.